Sarah Swanson.
It's going to be White.
There you go.
It's light work, period.
Roll Tide and Merry Christmas. Welcome to a special holiday edition of Tide TV this week. I'm joined by Kira Goldstein. I'm Roger Hoover. We're dressed in some Christmas spirit today, Kira.
Yeah, we're having some fun with it over here.
Well, what a season it's been for the Crimson Tide football team. The Alabama Crimson Tide, SEC champions, plus in the college football playoff for the 7th straight time in the 8-year history of the playoffs.
It has been a great year, and it all seemed to come together on that 97-yard game-tying drive against Auburn in the first ever overtime game in Iron Bowl history. Let's go all access with the Tide for their 24-22 4-overtime victory, brought to you by ATI.
It's a series that dates back to 1893. Bama leads the all-time series 47-37-1.
Team ready! Come take team ready! Exercise! We ain't got to do nothing extra. It's just be us. It's be us all day. Nobody sacrifices much. We do practice all the practice. That's it. It's fun. Every one of you guys going to play a role in this game. You don't know what it is. Just play your role in the chance. Dominate when you come outside. Let's go!
Touchdown, Auburn.
Strung out wide and another tackle for loss.
To try to make it 10-0 Auburn. And he has.
10-0 and no mistakes by Auburn so far.
Tipped and intercepted by Alabama. To give Robinson big hole.
How about Brian Robinson into the clear?
Give to Trey. He'll kick it out to the near side. 20. Hurdles over a man. Near side end zone. Get hooked. Touchdown, Alabama. Caught by Ja'Cory Brooks in the end zone. What a throw. What a catch. Good Lord, what a day.
They now built like us. It's going to be legendary, bro.
We are going to overtime. Touchdown, Alabama in overtime. Slade Bolden.
They don't turn me up.
Riker, the kick, and good.
I did it.
Jones left. Goes that way on a quick slant. He's got it to Mechie.
Throws, it is knocked down by Alabama.
The throw goes the other way. Mechie's in. Alabama wins in 4 overtimes.
We never quit.
What a win. An Iron Bowl for the ages, one of the greatest ever. And with that victory, all the Crimson Tide had to do, win the SEC championship game. And once again, they'd be in the college football playoffs.
In order to do that, Alabama would have to upset undefeated and #1 ranked Georgia for the SEC title in Atlanta. And the Tide did just that. Alabama was dominant in their victory as Bryce Young brought several SEC championship game records.
Let's go all access for the Tide's 41-24 SEC championship victory. It's brought to you by Legacy of Hope.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to a regular stop on the Alabama Crimson Tide schedule. This is the SEC Championship game today against the Georgia Bulldogs. He's going down. He's wide open across the middle, accelerating. Jamison Williams, touchdown, Alabama. Mechie is there. He'll make the grab. Stands in, looks, throws, corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Touchdown, John Mechie. Running room. He's got it. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Alabama. Bennett looks, throws, intercepted, and Helms. Intercepted, Helms. He looks and throws, intercepted Alabama. Intercepted Jordan Battle. Alabama is still Alabama.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, for great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
I love how they have no fear. Man, it's all of them. Everybody's chasing Alabama.
Come on now! Alabama raining down the threes.
The buzzer sounds in Bama victory! Oh my goodness!
We don't have to be a football score or basketball score. We just win championship.
The job's not finished. We're not done yet.
Welcome back to a special holiday edition of Tide TV This Week. It's been a great season, of course, for the Crimson Tide. Alabama has won numerous awards, including the Heisman Trophy plus the SEC Championship.
Now Alabama gets ready to try to win their 7th national championship in the past 13 years.
Number 1 ranked Alabama football team, of course, returned to the practice field this week. Crimson Tide held 7 practices before they take a break for the holidays. The team will have 3 days off for Christmas and will make the trip to Arlington, Texas for the Goodyear Cotton Bowl on Sunday, December 26th. Alabama will hold 4 practices in Texas before they take on Cincinnati in the semifinal round of the college football playoffs. Let's hear from the number 1 ranked Tide as they prepare for the 4th ranked Bearcats.
Oh man, it's a whole different focus. Get to spend a lot of time in here and just watch a lot of film.
This is a great opportunity for our team to, just focus in on, just what we got to do, prepare for our next game. This is one of the exact reasons why I came back, to be able to play, big games like this, and, to be able to play for it all, just have that opportunity. There's, a lot of, the reason why I came back just for opportunities like this.
I think that's the biggest thing that we improved on. Everybody playing together, being on the same page. And just communicating. So I think we just gotta continue to communicate and keep growing as a team.
We gotta have that same approach as when we were the underdog. The energy we came with. When we were doubted. And they had us as the underdog, and we brought a certain type of energy. Just to make people kind of respect. Our team, and I feel like we just gotta continue that energy on, and whether we're the underdog or not, we gotta continue to show that same enthusiasm. We gotta bring that same energy as a team.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, for great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
They're headed to the Women's College World Series.
And the Alabama Crimson Tide are your
Welcome back. I'm Roger Hoover, joined by Kara Goldstein. And of course, Kara, after dominating the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC Championship, the defending national champions are once again back in the college football playoff.
Alabama and Cincinnati will square off in the semifinal round of this year's college football playoffs. The winner gets a spot in the national championship against the winner of Georgia and Michigan. For a preview of our matchup, Christopher England joins us now. Christopher?
Number 1 ranked Alabama and 4th ranked Cincinnati will square off in the 86th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic on New Year's Eve. The Tide and Bearcats have met 5 times before, with Alabama winning all 5 matchups by an average score of 31-5. To preview the matchup between number 1 Alabama and undefeated Cincinnati in the opening round of the college football playoff, I'm joined now by former Alabama and NFL quarterback and current Crimson Tide Sports Network analyst John Parker Wilson. JP, it's great to see you. We keep doing these previews, and I guess that means that's a good thing. Alabama keeps winning.
You're exactly right. Postseason football is here. I hope we've got one more to preview after this one.
I hope so as well. The back-to-back American Athletic Conference champions are 13-0 and have won 22 out of their last 23 games. Their only loss, a 3-point loss to Georgia in last year's Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. This year, their big win was a 24-13 win over 5th-ranked Notre Dame. That game is the difference in Cincinnati being in the college football playoff and Notre Dame being the first one out. What are your overall thoughts on the undefeated Bearcats?
Well, this is a team that knows how to win. I don't care who you're playing, what game you're playing, what sport. If you've got a record like they do, I think it speaks for itself, especially having the resume with Notre Dame on it definitely helps. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and they've been doing that for a couple of years now. Now they've got a chance to represent the group of 5 in the college football playoffs, and I think that's a big thing for them, and they can take that and use this momentum that they've built over this year and last and try to knock off the number 1 team in the country.
Well, JP, Cincinnati leads the AAC and is 9th in the nation in scoring over 39 points per game. Leading the Cincinnati offense is 2-time AAC Offensive Player of the Year senior quarterback Desmond Ridder. Ridder is 10th in the nation in passer rating and touchdown passes with 30. Well, Cincinnati has been pretty good at running the ball, too, and a name Alabama fans may be familiar with is Jerome Ford. The Bearcats running back actually played for the Crimson Tide for 2 seasons in 2018 and 19. Ford is 16th in the nation with 1,242 yards this season and 6th with 19 rushing touchdowns. But, you know, that run defense for Alabama has been a strength all season. Alabama is 4th nationally, allowing just over 82 yards per game. Now, Alabama is going to have to be ready for a strong passing attack and rushing attack from the Cincinnati offense.
Yeah, they want to remain balanced. They want to challenge the defense coordinator saying, are we going to pass on this down or are we going to throw, because we think we've got the ability to do both. But like you said, our rushing defense to me has really stepped up, and even more so in the past few weeks as we've gotten healthy and we've created a ton of depth. You know, we lost DJ Dale a couple weeks ago in a pregame warm-up. LeBron Ray's played a lot more. But the guys up front, the depth is huge right now from the defensive line. And then obviously our linebackers are playing at an extremely high level. But being able to rotate those guys in and out on the front 4, the front 3 down linemen, and keeping them fresh and healthy, I think that's been a huge part of this defense so the past month. And now I think with the time off, those guys can get even more healthy and ready to go for this postseason run.
Well, on the defensive side, Cincinnati has been pretty good, too. The Bearcats lead the AAC and is 4th in the nation in scoring defense, allowing just over 16 points per game. AAC Defensive Player of the Year cornerback Ahmad Gardner and Kobe Bryant lead a secondary that is 2nd in the nation in pass defense, allowing just over 168 yards per game. Now, Gardner has never allowed a touchdown. Kobe Bryant is the Thorpe Award winner, and linebacker Darian Beavers is a Butkus Award finalist. There are playmakers all over the Cincinnati defense. However, the Tide is coming off a magnificent performance on offense, scoring 41 points with 536 yards of total offense against the then #1 defense in the nation. Now, Cincinnati's defense is good, but if Georgia can't stop Bryce Young in this Alabama offense, does Cincinnati have any hope of doing so, or are they just going to have to try and keep up?
Well, I think they've got a really good defense. They've got a lot of skilled guys, especially the cornerback position. We talked earlier about the battle up front and giving Bryce Young time. And the last game against Georgia, they were able to do that. And that creates more problems downfield. It forces the defensive backs, the secondary to cover longer. They give our guys a chance to get open and create some long down the field passes that we saw from Jamison Williams and others against Georgia. So this is going to be it's going to be a challenge. Good linebacker, extraordinary secondary. But I don't know if Cincinnati's played an offensive front like Alabama, and especially the way they played against Georgia. So hopefully we continue that. But it's going to be about creating separation. Bryce is very accurate. He's the Heisman Trophy winner, which is awesome to say. But you got to be able to create separation. And like you said, one of these guys hadn't get up a touchdown all season long. So knowing that going to the game, I think the receivers just have to raise their play even more than they've done all season long.
All right, thank you, JP.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Kickoff for the college football playoff semifinal game of the Cotton Bowl is set for 2:30 Central on ESPN. You can catch the radio broadcast with Eli Gold, John Parker, and the rest of the Crimson Tide Sports Network crew on the radio and RollTide.com beginning 3 hours before kickoff at 11:30. Stay with us. We'll have more Tide TV this week coming up next.
And the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama is really playing with max effort.
I can't shoot no brick. 9:30 in the morning. Hustle like I ain't getting no portion. While you was dormant, let you sleep since that's so important. Practice my form, I done broke out of the no.
Hannah Barber.
To the bench.
Taylor Sutton.
Welcome back to a special holiday edition of Tide TV this week. What a year 2021 has been for the Crimson Tide. Football, gymnastics, softball, men's basketball, they all won the SEC championship.
Of course, there were walk-off wins, NCAA tournament victories, individual championships, plus even another Heisman Trophy winner. Let's take a look back at some of our favorite moments of the year and 2021 images of the year.
You know, anything is possible, and if you keep pushing, you know, you're going to get to where you want to go. And if you put the work in, the work will always show.
It's a done deal. 995. It's in. Alabama, the 2021 SEC champions.
2 seconds, 1, and the drought is over. For the first time since 2002, the Alabama Crimson Tide is your SEC basketball champion.
Back to the wall and gone. Bama is into the SEC final.
Because the Crimson Tide are dancing to the round of 32 here in San Antonio.
32 teams going home, but not us.
And Alabama is a winner. Both teams had a chance to celebrate today, but it's Bama's that counts.
And the Alabama Crimson Tide are your SEC champions for the 6th time with a record-breaking run at the Rhodes House.
Hughes will take it to the top of the arc. Watford 3 at the buzzer, blocked by her. The putback, no. The buzzer sounds, and Bama hangs on. Oh my goodness!
No pressure. Ain't no pressure. Young loads it, rips it long. Touchdown.
Where is the Heisman love from our man Will Anderson? He is dominating the opponents.
Chellingham brings home the championship once again.
How about this youngster? How about Ryan White? I'm going to say it. Roll Tide. And a perfect present for Montana Fouts and Alabama at the Women's College World Series.
Plays it in. Potty's there. Finding the net is Alabama.
Roll Tide, Dottie.
Near side end zone. Got it on. Touchdown, Alabama.
Mechie's in. Alabama wins in 4 overtimes.
Alabama knocks off number 3 Gonzaga. Nate Oates and the Crimson Tide win at 91-82.
He's aiming for his receiver to get to the end zone, and he got it to him.
Shovels it to Robinson. Right side. Touchdown, Alabama. Touchdown, Alabama.
The winner of the 2021 Heisman Memorial Trophy, Bryce Young.
You know, folks, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Alabama is still Alabama.
995. It's in. Alabama, the 2021 SEC champions.
I'm so proud of them. They have worked so hard. They have been fighters.
Thank you so much for joining us as we got cracking on a special holiday edition of Tide TV this week. Next week, we'll have a special football season highlight and so much more.
We need to wear the Christmas sweaters every show,
Yeah,
don't we?
we should.
Well, we hope everyone has a very safe and happy holidays. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week, everybody. Roll Tide!
Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,